Coming up on today's show, some more reports, rumors. The Cowboys are open to adding running back help, some other targets beyond what's been mentioned, and an ESPN trade idea. Plus, since many of you have asked, the idea of signing JuJu Smith-Schuster. We are in an NFC East sub-battle. Now, as of Monday evening when we filmed this one, 3 sub-lead over the Giants. 3. Incredibly narrow. Good lead over Philadelphia. The Commanders forgot to show up just like they typically do in the regular season. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/@CowboysTV. So ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, again reporting the Cowboys are looking at potential external options in the running back room because maybe they don't trust what they have at the current moment. Here's what Fowler wrote. The Cowboys know they face tough questions at running back after losing Tony Pollard to a larger contract in Tennessee. They will monitor the Ezekiel, Elliott-Rico, Dowdle-Royce, Freeman experience while keeping a short list of external options, just in case. Carolina's Miles Sanders is on that list. And Dalvin Cook has shown interest in playing for Dallas. For the record, I have no desire to add Dalvin Cook. He's Dalvin Cooked now. As it stands, Elliott is slated to be the starter, but the Cowboys will manage his snaps. They need Dowdle to stay healthy. And McCarthy likes what he has shown in camp. And the team really likes Freeman's tape from the Rams last season and believes he can be an impact RB2, RB3 option, a banger in small doses. This is the Cowboys' current running back room. And I think most of us would agree it's just not very good. And I think your top 3 options are Ezekiel, Elliott-Rico, Dowdle-Royce, Freeman, who's banged up, by the way, right now, which throws a bit of a wrench into your plans here, I think, overall. And then there's Malik Davis and Deuce Vaughn. It almost feels like Hunter Lipke is more of a fullback tight end. He got tight end reps, by the way, in the preseason, not running back reps. Snoop Connor is there. Nate Peat kind of handled the vast majority of the second half snaps against the Rams. In general, this is my issue with the running back room. I have running back 2 options. I have running back 3 options. I can give some touches to Zeke Elliott. I can give touches to Dowdle. I can give some to Royce Freeman, I guess. But I don't have juice or a clear RB1. That is not who Zeke is at his NFL career. That is not what Royce Freeman is, what they admit he is not. Rico Dowdle has not been able to stay healthy to get a full workload. I also don't know if he's really going to be a 250 touch back. That might be asking too much out of him. And none of those guys, I think Dowdle's your fastest, have really true breakaway speed or big explosive playability. I can get 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but I want a lot more than that out of my ground game. So I am watching cuts. I am watching trade options very closely because I want to see if you add a 4th back and you put Lipke at fullback, whatever, or you add a 5th back, whatever, or you move on from Freeman or something, put him on the practice squad, which I think is a viable option too. I'm seeing who's available. So I think other teams have options out there. We will come back to some of those options here, but first, do the Cowboys need another running back? 1 for yes, 0 for no. It is the pinned comment on today's show. So if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Let's talk Miles Sanders because I don't want Dalvin Cook. He did want to be a Cowboy. The Cowboys picked Zeke over him, which frankly I actually agree with. Miles Sanders last year in Carolina, dumpster fire. One of the worst backs in football. Miles Sanders previously in Philadelphia, very good running back. Very good player. So what the hell happened? Shelf lives were short. Was he just bad? Was a terrible situation in Carolina with just too many cooks in the kitchen, bad offensive line play across the board. Was that to blame? Maybe. I will say, unless Carolina's eating some of the money, I don't want to trade for Miles Sanders. He signed that big contract last year. He's due $4.22 million the rest of the season. $2 million had already been paid out. So the Panthers don't save much what they release. They do save a good amount of money what they trade. But I don't see the benefit in trading for him. Now, if he gets cut, I have interest. I will make note he did not play in the preseason. One guy I am closely watching who did play in the preseason was Israel Abanikanda. And you might look at the raw box score and go, he was 6 carries, 17 yards, and a 2.8 average. Tom, that's terrible. Why are you excited about him? He had more yards after contact than he did actual yards. So, if there is a stat that shows you like, hey, the O-line was bad. I think that's the stat. He had more yards after he got hit than he had actual yards, which is a clear sign of, yeah, man, there were no holes, and he was fighting for his life back there. So I think that's actually a positive thing, because I was looking at the PFF grades. I'm like, why did he grade so highly? And then I saw the after contact numbers. That makes sense. Some other running back options who I think could feasibly be available. I think Abanikanda could be, because good stuff out of Braylon Allen so far in New York, and they seem to like Isaiah Davis. Jeff Wilson, there are too many backs in Miami. Someone's got to go. Roschon Johnson's banged up in Chicago, so Khalil Herbert, I think, we'll see when Roschon gets back, but I think that would fill your number one need. I don't think either Herbert or Abanikanda are great, pass blockers, but you have guys that can pass block. Elijah Mitchell, who we will come back to more in depth here in a moment. By the way, Damian Pierce, Joe Mixon's been banged up. Pierce is going to be on that team. I would not get my hopes up on that one. All right, Rocket Money is the sponsor of today's live show. Most Americans think they spend about $62 per month on subscriptions, but the real number is closer to $300. That is literally thousands of dollars a year, half of which we've probably forgotten about. But thanks to Rocket Money, we can stop wasting money on things we don't use. It is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and saves over 500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Cowboys. Even, by the way, you can cancel your subscriptions for you. Don't have to deal with customer service. Just upload your bill. They'll take care of it for you. One more time, the link will be in the comments section and the description of today's show. rocketmoney.com/Cowboys. That's rocketmoney.com/Cowboys. ESPN has suggested an Elijah Mitchell trade. That is the 49ers running back. And I do think there's actually some feasibility behind this one for a couple different reasons here. Here are your reasons, right? First, the trade idea. Let's go with that one. That probably makes more sense. Elijah Mitchell, a 6th-round pick for this year. Niners get a 5th-round pick this year and a 6th-round pick in 2026. So you're flipping a future 6th for a current one and a 5th for Elijah Mitchell. So I think you're in the ballpark of the rough trade value. It might just be the 6th-rounder this year. That might be all it actually costs, given some of the issues we'll get to here in a minute. But who says no? C for the Cowboys, 4 for the 49ers. Who would say no to that hypothetical trade? Or B for both, I guess. Sound off in the comments. Mitchell's been a little bit inconsistent. Really good 2021 campaign. Small sample size due to injury in 2022 campaign, but good. Not nearly as productive in 2023 in a smaller sample size, and even some of those carries came in game's over. We're not going to handle that one there. Not going to be great opportunities of quality, But the Niners have options. They obviously have Christian McCaffrey, who's banged up, which could be an issue there. They like Jordan Mason quite a bit. They drafted Isaac Guerendo out of Louisville in the 4th round. They signed Matt Breida because of some injuries. They have Cody Schrader as a UDFA. They could potentially move on from Mitchell. So I think that's a semi-realistic option. Now, injuries worry me here. I like what I've seen at the best from Elijah Mitchell, but he's been banged up a lot. And that is a very real red flag. And because of all of those injuries, maybe this is someone who gets cut. And maybe that's on your, if he gets cut, we have interest in the waiver wire of him, or for him, I should say. Let's also talk JuJu Smith-Schuster here. Patriots have released him. Many of you have asked about him, so I wanted to include it on at least one video at some point this week. I think I would have had a different answer to this a month ago. Now, not nearly in the same boat with where we sit with JuJu. So what would you do? Do you want to sign him? Y for yes, N for no. Sound off where else but the comment section of today's show. Now, on one hand, every other year for JuJu's been really good. He was really good in 2020, or at least good enough in 2020. Good in 2022. bad in 2021, bad in 2023. And I think a big factor, even maybe more so than Elijah Mitchell, injuries. Here's what Gerard Mayo said. I mean, that's part of it, about the injuries for Juju. At the same time, we just want him to get healthy. He still has some good ball left in him, and I wish him nothing but the best. I don't think this version of JuJu Smith-Schuster helps you. And frankly, the Cowboys seem very confident in Jalen Tolbert. So you got Lamb, Cooks, and Tolbert. They like what Jaylen Brooks has shown. Kevontae Turpin has a role on this team. And between Jalen Cropper and Tyron Billy Johnson, I'm kind of trying to find a way to get one of those guys on my 53. So if there's an injury, we can revisit. But currently, I don't think there's much benefit to adding Juju.